This is TWiT.
So the other very big announcement this week, Apple has made a deal, weirdly, with Intel to make chips. We knew this was a rumor, but it's official now. Wall Street Journal said on Friday that a preliminary agreement has been made. So you say that's not official, it's just reporting.
Preliminary. Yeah, so Mark Gurman at Bloomberg last week said they were talking.
Right.
Intel and Samsung were talking with Apple. And then the Journal advanced the story this week and said there is a preliminary agreement, which whatever that means. Does that mean they signed something, or does that mean they've agreed that this is the framework, but they haven't put it into, like, there's a lot of semantics there. And Mark Gurman had a very passive aggressive response on Twitter where he basically was you read my story. He didn't even mention the Journal. He's like, read my story from last week. But I think it's another one of these cases where Mark Gurman's a little offended that some other news organization advanced the story that he was working on before he could. But so he's like, oh, it's still in process. But like, I tend to think the Wall Street Journal probably has a good source here, that there is there is momentum, and that they've basically agreed that this is going to happen. And the idea here is, and I don't want to overspin this, because I've seen some reports that are like, oh, Apple and Intel, what's happening here? This is actually like phase 2 of Apple's find places to make chips that aren't in Taiwan. Phase 1 was with TSMC, their chip partner, and they are working on a chip fab in Phoenix, Arizona with TSMC.
But those aren't the high-end chips, right?
These Intel chips are not going to be at the cutting edge.
You don't think they'll be the
Intel's cutting edge is not TSMC's cutting edge. Intel is behind TSMC. So these are not going to be on the cutting edge, but they will be, first off, geographically, a different location than Taiwan. Second off, politically, and just keeping your bets spread around, an American company and a different company, Intel. It also means that Apple is giving some money in exchange for products to Intel, which builds Intel up a little bit as an alternative to TSMC, so that Apple isn't completely beholden to TSMC and only TSMC, which they are right now. And so, I mean, the question is, what are these chips? And I think it does make you wonder. Up till now, Apple's strategy about differentiating Apple Silicon has been they build a few chips with TSMC, and then they bin some of them in order to, some of them that don't qualify for the high end, they use those as bin chips in a lower end, and they make it work. But once you're making chips at someone else's foundry, what are those chips, right? Like you have to. My understanding is, you can't just like save as to a different foundry. So like I start to wonder if Apple's strategy in America making chips is going to be like, do they come up with like essentially a second tier set of processor designs that are not for your iPhone Pro, but maybe for your iPhone, not for your iPad Pro, or maybe even your iPad Air, but maybe your base iPad. Like, maybe for your MacBook Neo. Maybe these are the chips that don't have to be on the latest 3 nanometer, then 2 nanometer, then whatever comes under 2 nanometer process from TSMC. So it'll be interesting to see how they do this, because it's a different strategy to have these other foundries if they're making systems on chips, which it sounds like is kind of the plan. But like, it's to be clear for people who hear Intel and have a flashback, like, this is the foundry part of Intel. This is Intel doing the foundry business that they lost, or they refused to do for a while, where they're going to take Apple's designs and make Apple's chips.
This doesn't solve really, though, the problem of Taiwan, does it? If they can't,
well, it does in the sense that, first off, Intel, you're investing in Intel, which means that Intel is going to make they're going to try to catch up to TSMC eventually. But it also means that if you're making SoCs, systems on chips, at Intel in the United States, and something catastrophic happens to TSMC in Taiwan, you can still get SoCs for your products. They might not be as good as the ones from Taiwan, but right now, all of them are from Taiwan. So having some of them be made in America has a few advantages.
Yeah, but there's no advantage if you have a laptop that's got everything but the CPU. You're kind of still not shipping that laptop.
Yeah,
although,
but
you know what, there are
if you've
PC
got a second-tier
manufacturers.
laptop, you can get away with it.
There are PC manufacturers who are shipping computers without RAM. saying, get the RAM wherever you can. We can't. So at least you can buy something.
Good news. We've made this laptop 8 ounces lighter.
Yeah, I don't think Apple's going to do that. So you think the Neo, that they could make something like an A18 chip?
I think the question is, my understanding, and I'm not a chip person, but my understanding is that you can't save as, right? Like if you're going to design for Intel's fab, you can make a variant of a chip you've already designed, maybe, but like it's not the same chip. They don't
have that 3 nanometer node.
It's not as easy as all of that. So that's a complicating factor here. But yeah, I do think if they're going to be making SoCs in the United States, and maybe, they've got the packaging technology there, so who knows, maybe they're making some parts and then they're going to package them together with other parts. I don't know what they're going to do here, but one option might be to use these to make chips that don't need to rely on being the latest and greatest process, and that they're a little bit behind, but they, because Apple does sell lower end products that back in the day would have been, cheaper Intel parts. And now what they are is binned TSMC parts, or they're from the next step down. They're not an M chip, they're an A chip or whatever. But like they may tweak their chip strategy in order to take advantage of whatever they're building here. Unless the work can be put in to say, like, we're going to make 2 different kinds of A20, one of them at TSMC and one of them at Intel. But I've heard some people say that that's not as likely as them doing a different design on Intel.
They opened this morning. Intel opened this morning at $132.
Yeah,
big leap forward, probably because of this, but they've gone back down to 117. So it's been very volatile. It sounds like the market is not convinced that this is going to be anything. Remember, this could merely be another sop to the Trump administration, because they have 10% of Intel. We're going to build in America. And that's all apparently the Trump administration cares about, is that statement rather than
that's
the
all they
actual
want is the
fact
statement
of it. Yeah.
Well, but to Jason's point too, I think that maybe this is why the market is volatile, is that we don't know what types of chips these are going to be, right? Like if it's taking existing designs and modifying them onto Intel's node process, which again, I don't know, but that does seem unlikely. Or if it's saying, okay, we will use this for specific types of chips that we can then put in the many types of components we sell that aren't just the most high-end phones and laptops. And that, I think, I don't know if that material matters to Intel's success or not. I think at this point, just the fact that anybody is using Intel, at all is a good thing for Intel.
I hope you've enjoyed this little clip from MacBreak Weekly. If you want to see the whole show, just click down below. And of course, we're at MacBreak Weekly on YouTube. You'll also find full shows, audio and video at twit.tv/MBW and wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for watching.